You need a hobby. I have a hobby. Listening to Powerwolf isn't a hobby. Taste the bullets of vengeance. Way cooler than whatever bullets Punisher uses.
Yeah, because Moon Knight is a cooler character. Hello! Welcome to the Comic Kirk Podcast. I am the Holy Ninja, and today we are covering Moon Knight by Warren Elis, the first 6 issues of the 2014 run, our most recent comic. And of course, I'm not alone. I am with...
Have you ever heard of a man named Shar Aznable? Now, well, I, Quattro Bagina, am not Shar Aznable. I heard that he was a pretty good man.
I heard so too. Although I would have very much liked to meet him in his, if he was still alive.
Yeah, of course you're not. It looks like you're not Dracula.
Yeah, I'm also not Dracula, so that means Moon Knight doesn't need to go find me for money.
All right, and we also have
failure.
I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?
Oh no, holy water and the Moon Knight.
So it looks like
it's a minor qualm. It's definitely not a deal breaker or anything like that.
No, it is clear that I have defeated you in intellectual combat. Hand over your channel and your ass.
Random bullshit, go.
Random bullshit, go.
That's how apparent that is how you win in every single argument. So
Exactly.
Right. So,
God damn it, Moon Knight. Dracula isn't even an Avenger.
Not? No, it is clear that I have defeated you in intellectual combat. Hand over your ketamine and your ass.
okay, so before we get to the actual issues, we're going to second to this wonderful, beautiful image of the basically the top half of the first cover, and just go over like the history a bit of Moon Knight. Like, so before the Disney Plus show, Moon Knight is like my favorite of the obscure characters. It's
I like him too.
Like I was excited for the show, and then it turns out to be Indiana Jones. I will still see it, but it looks it's not the Moon Knight that I'm used to reading about, the street level hero that people complain that he's similar to Batman, even though he's not.
Why does he wear all white? So you can see him coming.
So you can see him coming.
Yeah, so Moon Knight was created by Doug Minch for one of the creators, right? Let me just check. Doug Minch and Don Perlin for the comic Werewolf by Night. And for those who don't know, what on earth? For those who wants to go, what the flip is a Werewolf by Night? It was a comic that is essentially the 1970s Incredible Hulk show, but with a werewolf.
And yeah, I mean, when the Comics Code Authority allowed werewolves to be in the story, it can't be a horror story, but they can allow werewolves. Marvel said we need one.
Yep, pretty much, and yeah, that it's essentially main character is a werewolf. He travels around the country trying to find a cure.
Too bad for Jack Russell Terrier. He has yet to find one. I know it's not Terrier, but I can't.
Yeah. So anyway, what's so funny is that Moon Knight was created as basically an antagonist for our main werewolf main character for 2 issues, and the whole plot. It was that a criminal organization called the Committee hired this mercenary Mark Spector to dress up in a crappy costume, calling himself Moon Knight, because moons and werewolves, and he uses moon-related weapons and several weapons so that he can capture the werewolf, so that the committee can be evil with werewolves. And then the story had him have a change of heart and teamed up with the main character and defeated either defeated or brutally murdered the committee. Either way, it makes.
Yeah, I love murder in my comics.
Yeah, and then editors Marv Wolfman and Len Wen. That sounds actually familiar. Was Len Wen one of the artists for Wonder Woman?
Thing.
Yeah, he created Swamp Thing. He also was with George Perez when he first started off.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So hey, we got a good connection. So they liked the character and they decided to give him a solo story for Marvel Spotlight issue 28 to 29, and then a further spotlight for Spectacular Spider-Man, and then they have him again with Marvel 2-in-1, where he teamed up with the Thing at one point. And then Moon Knight, by this time, they decided to launch his own series. But then at the same time, they also had him be part of backup stories for the Hulk magazine.
Huh.
Like a backup issue stories. And those stories... And by the way, all this was mostly written by Doug Moench. And so what happened? So the original vision of the character was that. So you have Mark Spector, who was a mercenary, who had a CIA background. He was like a former CIA agent who became a mercenary, and he worked for this evil man named Bushman, who was a terrorist in Cairo. And during an assault on an expedition. On like an archaeological expedition, he committed. He had a change of heart, and protected a girl named Marlene, who was the daughter of the head archaeologist. But that cost him his life, and then they threw him into a tomb. He got dragged into a tomb below a statue of Khonshu, the moon god, and then he gets revived and becomes slightly stronger, and he had the visions of Khonshu the god has chosen him to become his avatar. And thus he begins his life of crime. And the way he used it is that he uses multiple identities.
I'm used to taking care of everything myself, and I'm trying to do nice things.
Also, don't worry about Bushman. Moon Knight later got revenge by cutting his face off.
I feel like I would be
Well, he killed them. And then... By the way, did you know his...
There was also a period where he wore his face, so...
Oh, that was later on.
What?
I'm pretty sure that's later on.
However, we never said that Moon Knight was sane, so we should probably.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. At the beginning, Moon Knight was completely sane. He did not have. People nowadays know him as someone who has multiple identity disorder, like a dissociative identity disorder, and also him being insane. That was not the original comic idea. He had multiple identities, but they were all tools for him fighting crime. It was a similar, like for Batman for a while. Batman actually has other secret identities, but you don't hear a lot about those identities because writers just focus on Batman being Batman. While Moon Knight leans heavily into his multiple identities, where he has he has Steve Grant, who is like his millionaire playboy with a hot secretary named Marlene, who's also his main squeeze. And he's like the public identity of Moon Knight. But everyone knows that his real identity, that Moon Knight's... Okay, here's the thing. So, because of what happened in Werewolf by Night, every criminal knows that Mark Spector is Moon Knight, but they don't know who Mark Spector is. They don't know that Mark Spector is Steve Grant. They also don't know that Mark Spector is Jake Locke, who is a taxi driver. And his whole shtick is, one, easy infiltration of criminal organization, and two, keeping his ear on the ground level, like what's going on, hearing reports of criminal activity.
Okay.
And basically, like, years later, at some point, they decided to lean into the idea that Mark Spector had a multiple personality disorder, and that Jake Locke, Steve Grant are actually completely different personalities. And then at some point, they decided, hey, Khonshu is real.
In other words, Ninjato was hashtag not my Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Not my Moon Knight. Not my Moon Knight. Don't worry, Khonshu. Soon God will come and exact his judgment upon all of us.
You know, to be fair, considering how many gods there actually are in the Marvel Universe, I don't mind the loss of one. It makes things easier.
I like how Khonshu is just Mark Spector's Jiminy Cricket. Except, you know, he has a father complex, and he tells Mark Spector to just go beat people up.
You think this shit, Marco?
Yeah, and so he joins West Coast Avengers. Like in the 90s, that was his last big comic, and it ends with stuff. But throughout the years, Moon Knight has just been inconsistently being written. And then it culminated at one point. I think... Yep, it is. In the last volume before this one, so the last run, was written by a certain man that I have a certain disdain for.
Okay.
His name is Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh.
And he decided that, hey, we're going to keep him have multiple identities and have him be crazy. But you know what? Instead of having his identities be Mark Spector, Steve Grant, Jake Locke, and Khonshu, no, let's just make him Spider-Man, Captain America, and Wolverine.
Oh, that's what was going on.
Yeah, that was what was going on. I kind of like how the comic book that we read right now kind of just dismissed all that silly stuff as, oh no, you know, it's like that's not multiple. You know, those weren't multiple personalities. That was just you believing you were talking to someone.
Yeah, and then he apparently developed a personality similar to Tony Stark.
Okay. Sounds reasonable enough.
Yeah, it's... And now we get into this one. So in this one, we have written by a very great writer, in my opinion, Warren Elis.
Warren Elis. Nice.
Before we continue, I gotta say this. I did it, Khonshu. I protected the people. Oh, did you kill the others? I shan't.
Shan, you must.
I'm gonna go talk to Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America. Did you kill Khonshu? This place is a nut house.
This is nut house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's poor Moon Knight.
Oh.
Well, instead of dwelling on the past, let's just so I think most people know Warren Ellis. Like, he has written so many stuff. Like, he written the Castlevania Netflix show.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And like he had written lots of comic book runs. I think that was his start of his writing career.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Famously, he also wrote the original story because it's like there are runs, but they're not coming to the tip of my tongue. Because I know he did Extremis for Iron Man. That was a weird storyline. But there's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, here's another important thing.
Okay.
This came out in March 2014, and during this phase, a new initiative in Marvel. So the event just ended like the year before was Avengers versus X-Men.
Huh.
Or like a couple of years before. So this branding, one of Marvel's multiple rebrandings, is Marvel Now. So for all your comic book timeline stuff. So people at this point, most people heard about all new and all different Marvel. At least in this panel, right?
Yeah.
This was the reboot before that.
Huh.
This was their rebranding where it's like, this is your jumping off point to hear some cool stuff. And this was Moon Knight's thing. So, all of that context, we'll get into the actual comics. So, issue 1. Who wants to recap this story? Oh yeah, by the way, this 6 issues are all one-shots, which is, I think, is very cool.
Yeah. So in this issue, Moon Knight has to fight against a cyborg on ketamine. I would like to think he's on ketamine, even though that's not the case.
Well, yeah. So that's like, yeah, that ends up what happens at the end, but like the whole plot is the setup, where the setup is that Moon Knight, Mark Spector, is back in New York. And at this point, everyone knows that Mark Spector is Moon Knight, and everyone knows that Moon Knight's insane. But we cut to a crime scene with the cops, and we see, we need an expert. We called in an expert. His name is Mr. Knight.
Sir, isn't this just Moon Knight? No. See,
no. You see, if he is Moon Knight, we have to arrest him. But because he is Mr. Knight, that means he's a valued member.
He's a valued citizen.
Yeah,
that is obviously Mr. Knight. That is not Moon Knight. Clearly, they are different people. One wears a cape, the other wears a suit.
Yeah, I just love that. Like, that's the first thing. I love it how they called that out. Like,
no, you jackass. They're 2 different people. Get it? What's wrong with you?
I love it how everyone knows. It's like, yes, this is Moon Knight, but we can't legally say we're working with Moon Knight.
It's Moon Knight. Yes, but due to legal reasons, hence we cannot call him that. But it's still Moon Knight. But technically, he's not.
He's not. It's like so. So Moon Knight investigates murder. He because people doubt him, he goes and investigates on his own.
Yeah, and like so, like the murder is basically passerbys in this specific alley, and all these like basically fit people who gets killed, and like parts are getting taken away from them.
Lovely.
And he finds he finds a manhole cover with blood on it. And he's like, "Oh, there's our killer." It's like he crawls down the incredibly long tunnel, and
Metal Gear Solid music playing in the background.
What a thrill!
Don't say that. Changa's gonna have war flashbacks.
And it's like
hey, just to be fair, I'm the one who made sure not to underestimate your ability to fail.
No, like I think what I find more scarier, I think what I find more scary than finding it's like Hydra underground lab facilities, just finding SHIELD underground lab facilities. So what is SHIELD doing underneath New York?
What SHIELD hasn't been doing?
SHIELD, what the fuck are you doing? You didn't see anything.
We clearly don't have Hydra infiltrating our ranks. Again.
Oh, is this? That's where it's from?
Well, yeah, MCU, like most of MCU stuff comes from the comics in some way.
No, I mean the whole that's where it started off the whole.
I don't know. I was just making a joke.
Oh,
yeah.
But in short, it's revealed that the killer is basically a SHIELD agent who's lost some parts and who has like a drug on him, right?
I think he's just doped up on morphine because he's gotta start stapling all the meat to him, and it's like, oh man, I'm so hopped up.
And also, like, he had a philosophy of basically saying it's like those people go on exercising and don't do anything with them. I'll use the parts.
okay. Well, why are you doing this? Well, no one's using them. Oh, why did you? Oh, well, when you put it like that, then yeah, that makes perfect sense. Then
I think what I love about issue 1 is Ellis has this perfect grasp of how Mark Spector speaks. So it's just there's this, I can't remember it, but I need to be closer to my computer. But it's there's this wonderful line he delivers to him. It's like, oh, so this is how you decide to use them. It's so well done.
Yeah, and then just the way he took down that guy. It's like, oh yeah, I already did it. I already did my first move.
He literally did. So, are you gonna take me down? I did. You're already dead.
And then so after this fun investigation, we get to therapy session.
Since I've been here, he has been lecturing me.
Where we learned the big reveal, a big retcon.
So it's Mark Spector doesn't have multiple personality disorder. So that's dumb. Like what he does have is he has a god living rent free in his head.
And it's causing brain damage.
Brain damage. Oh.
Oh.
Also, did you notice the way?
You're gonna die.
Did you notice the way the art was with the lady, like
Yes.
revealing on that? So Changus and Nick
What?
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, to what?
The doctor.
Oh, what about her?
Um.
There's a reason.
There's a reason she's smiled gleefully and is very interested in Mark Spector.
Oh.
It's like why? It's like Doctor, why are you so? Doctor, why are you so happy when you tell me I have brain damage? Don't worry, I'm always like this.
Yeah, and then like the issue ends with Mark Spector returning home, and he's clearly not cleaning his room. Andrew Peterson.
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
Andrew Peterson must have a fit.
Huh. All right. Yeah.
And it's there where we get to see Conchi for the first time with the final lines, "You are my son."
Mark, my son, how have you been? I'm dying because of you. Oh.
Don't worry, it's only temporary.
It's only temporary. You'll get better.
Don't worry, it just depends on the next writer retconning that.
Conchu, what the hell are you talking about? You wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Just enjoy the ride. That's...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, issue 2. I think that's actually issue 16. Oh, darn it. It is issue 16.
Oh. Issue 2 is the lovely spread of the...
Yeah, I will get out... For some reason, I didn't get the proper one.
We interrupt this program to bring you news that Ninjato has unfortunately chosen the wrong picture.
That is actually a good thing. That is a very good cover.
Mm.
All right. Here's the actual thing.
There we go.
It actually fits more with the actual story in this one.
Huh.
Where I love the way the issue was going, where it's an 8 panel, so 2x4 panel, where immediately you see red on you see like you're reading a normal panel of like a couple people having their days, random people, final one's red. You turn the next page, another one goes red.
Yeah.
And it with a little subtitles in the final one, just filling in, setting up like this whole story, unraveling in this background until all of them gets read, and then you get to the actual cover page where you have like the skyline. And then you see Moon Knight. The first time we see the actual new Moon Knight costume with the actual title called Sniper. And so the premise in this one is that Moon Knight is battling a sniper who's taking out people of a defense contract company that he used to work for until they decide to switch to become a financial company. And they just left him in the middle of a war zone.
Sorry, buddy, we're no longer in the business of war. What? And what are you in the business of now? Stocks.
Stocks.
Yeah. Also, what do you guys think of the new Moon Knight costume? Well,
I
at
like
this
it.
time.
It's I like it. You did I remember you did show me like Moon Knight costumes, like other versions I remember, and I like it. It's not, I would say it's my preferred, costume to see him in. But overall, it's not bad.
Honestly, I love the Moon Knight costume
I like it
because
too.
so like the iconic Moon Knight look is essentially he always have like his normal outfit, and then under his hood it's always black with either red eyes or white eyes. And this one is like, yeah, we're gonna incorporate that white and shadow throughout the whole costume.
It did lead to some really cool pages where like his cape like blends in with like the borders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found that really cool.
like just like the 6 issues of DK Shanley. His art, and the way he just draws with Moon Knight. And how Moon Knight always feels like such like the most important thing in the panel.
Oh yeah. And essentially the twist there. So the way kind of Ellis formats each of his comics is that there's always a kind of a twist ending to it. And the twist ending in this one is that during their fight, the sniper gets to an elevator, and then the final guy he's supposed to take out shows up with a pistol and shoots him with the ending line, "The bank always wins."
Bank always wins. It's like,
Bank always wins.
I always knew he would go crazy and try to hunt us down, but it's like we realized too soon. Like going to war is kind of stupid. It's like it's much more safer to do stocks so we can be closer to our families. And it's like, yeah, the banks always win.
Banks always win.
Yeah, and
more of the lesson: don't invest in war. Invest in stocks.
Give war a chance.
Give war a chance. Just invest in stocks. But what if I want to invest in weapon stocks? Well, shit, I didn't think of that.
But so and then we move on to issue 3, where it's basically Moon Knight Ghostbusters.
Yeah. He fights off just like this roving gang of thugs who are just like mercilessly beating up people on the streets. In typical Moon Knight fashion, he tries to punch one. He's like, "Why isn't this working?"
And then he gets beat up, and then Khonshu
shows up. Mark, why? What the hell are you doing? I've got my ass beaten. Why are you getting your ass beaten? 'Cause I don't fight. I can't touch ghosts. Mark, what the hell did you buy all that Egyptian stuff for then? I have Egyptian stuff?
It's like Khonshu when Mark Spector is just intoxicated. He goes on Amazon.com and makes strange purchases.
I must have been high off of ketamine because I don't remember purchasing any of this.
You did when you battled one of my various Khonshu cults. Oh yeah, I remember that they keep popping up every 10 seconds. Yeah, it's getting kind of annoying.
Huh. I actually did not know anything about this Khonshu cult.
Oh yeah, it seems like a common theme sometimes is that a new cult shows up, new Egyptian cult, and Moon Knight has to fight them.
Okay then.
again, multiple writers. They kind of keep changing. They change a bit. They keep tweaking. They still keep him like street level hero, but sometimes there's a more focus on magic, supernatural, and so in this one, it's we give Mark new armor to make him more like Khonshu look.
Which okay, this kind of also ties a bit into, I guess, my opinion of how his costume in the MCU. I kind of like it, like considering his connection with Khonshu and the whole Egyptian stuff. So like, kind of like that mummy look to it. Like I kind of like it. I could dig it.
I like how it makes him look like. I want to say witch doctor, but that's not the right word. Because there's no witch doctors.
Hey Dracula! Ooh ee ooh ah ah! Ting ting wah wah bing bing.
But it's like, yeah, it's like just him wearing like the bones as like ceremonial wear. And like he has like the skirt and everything like that. It's just yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And so, in the twist for this one is that after defeating the ghosts, he locates the source of all the ghosts, which is a music box in the midst of a old gang hideout. And in the box, it says at the bottom, "Johnny, be good, love, Mom." And essentially, it was
Johnny,
one of the gangers committed suicide, but then left the box behind to cause havoc. All in good fun.
Fun, yes.
And then on to issue 4. Hey, Zunic, want to recap this one?
The dead can dream!
And shrooms!
I'm on shrooms! Yeah!
I just want a new Moon Knight comic where he's not really fighting crime. It's just that every issue he takes a new drug and sees and goes under the effects. See how that does.
Oh,
Khonshu, I'm getting really hot. I'm getting high as fuck right now.
Khonshu, please tell me I don't have to leave.
Conchu, tell me that I don't have to leave.
Mark,
yes,
Spector,
Mark, you don't have to.
Bitch, don't tell me what to
do!
Yeah, so in this one, Mr. Knight gets hired by a guy who's having issues with an experimental sleeping therapy. And so, because they're having weird nightmares and they're going crazy. So Moon Knight just decided, hey, I'm going to sleep inside in a coffin style.
Coffin style. Khonshu, I know you can hear me, bitch. Put me to sleep. You got your fam.
And then it's just, we enter the dream world where he encounters the spirit of a guy who has shrooms in his eyes. It's a whole psychedelic dreamscape.
I want to mention that that transition into the dreamscape. That's beautiful. Like just the way he falls, and then once he lands on like a puff of cloud, that's when he changes his costume from Mr. Knight to Moon Knight.
No, it's midair.
Midair.
Yeah, I like that too. That was cool.
And then he wakes up after encountering a giant fungus thing, like Cthulhu size.
Oh God!
And he confronts
It's the night of the living shrooms.
He goes up to the guy who hired him and beat the crap out of him, saying, "You're under the effects of it." He
No,
proceeds.
look, you're high, man. You're high. And just punches him. Ah,
I love it how he writes, "Look, no, it's the other guy who's getting panicked. Moon Knight is just dragging him, and then revealing the baseboard, which reveals the first patient of this experimental thing. Turned out he was already having mushroom brain, and then he died during the special treatment about special brain thingy, and now it's just causing nightmares."
oh, it's causing nightmares. Everyone's freaking out. Oh,
Yeah, pure and simple.
yeah.
Not the simplest comic of this run of our reading. This
Nah.
is.
Yeah, but it's my favorite. It's my favorite of the entire run because it's literally
it's
just a raid.
The raid, except involving it begins with somebody pulling out a Kopesh. Moon Knight putting a Kopesh.
Yeah, Moon Knight breaks out his Kopesh. He's like, "I got this.
I got this.
What was the line? It's like, I
got it up here. Oh, so I confiscated this from a man in Egypt who tried to take someone away from me. I was quite upset with him. I'm told that he still passes shards of his own rib cage when he goes to the bathroom."
it's like it's such a great line to deliver.
So, do you really want to mess with me? No. That's
And
fine.
essentially, he just threatened the guy to say, "Okay, where are you keeping this this lady?" Because the whole twist is that you find out someone's got abducted. It's on the top floor,
Mhm.
and now Mark is just going in there, kicking everyone's ass.
It's just a raid.
And it's
It's
just
a
awesome.
hostage situation. But yeah, that was a great issue.
Oh, here's a funny line from it. He shoots out his little baton and it broke. It's like, damn it, those things cost real money. And it's not like I have a job.
It's not like I have a job.
Job.
It's great.
It just have everything. It's like that hallway scene from like the Daredevil show, but in comic form. Without the tracking shot. Where it's just like, okay, you get the setup, he goes into the hotel, and now he's just kicking everyone's butt. It's just fighting.
And then he has like a cute little conversation with the girl.
Yeah, just what was it? It was like, hey, what's wrong with your face? That's not a face. That's my mask.
No. It's like,
No, okay, here, I got this conversation. My name's Mr. Knight. The police will be here to pick you up in a little bit. Can you tell them you met me? No, you can tell them you met me. Your face, it's a mask. Did they hurt you at all? No, they just carried me places. It's not a mask, it's your face. Smart kid.
Smart kid.
Smart kid.
And then it ends with one of the guys flying through the rooftop, and then
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight just
sends his glider.
pulls a green goblin, but worse, because instead of just stabbing him, he just crushes his entire body.
and cut off his leg. And then the final conversation is like, listen, where you're going, tell your friends, tell everyone you meet, tell them all. When you see me coming, and then you just see the
Run.
face, yeah, it's just run.
Run.
Wait, that's a great line.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then the final issue, which is me and Chengiz's favorite cover. Because it is a good reversion of the first cover.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's basically a stalker. So the issue begins. So the cop who actually was like very critical of Mr. Knight at the beginning of this arc, it's about him descending into becoming a villain.
He's becoming Black Spectre.
Like he became very obsessed with him, including killing his wife. And like
murder. That's what we want to see in our comics.
Yeah.
Isn't
But
that
also
right?
yeah, but what I like about it,
I didn't even realize that.
yeah, that's
Really?
his girl.
Well, I know that was a girl. I didn't realize he killed her.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that was what I the implication I got because the implication.
implication.
Yeah, there's a big dart. The dart was thrown at the panel.
Thrown at the panel. Well, I saw it hit the dartboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's like, so he wants to be, so his whole descent into madness is that he wants to.
That's a clever transition.
Yeah.
So his whole thing is basically, man, no one likes me. Everyone hates me.
No one notices me.
Notice me, senpai.
I want to be popular. So, you know what? I'm going to study Moon Knight and his history, including tracking down, pretending to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and talk to all of his former friends. And most of their replies are, but Marlene and Frenchie is like, no. The guy's kind of crazy.
No, we learned our lesson now. We don't want to hang around that guy anymore. Well, why not? He lost his mind. Oh. Tell me more.
Yeah, like he but they mentioned how he can't die. And also he's just like he's rarely the same person that they first met. Essentially, that's kind of the implication they get.
It's the implication.
And then the guy goes, okay, I know what it is. He doesn't have any friends and family. Time to loosen all connections. Hey, wife, here's a dart. And so he decides to set up a whole trap. Because he knows, like he figures out, okay, so Moon Knight only attacks people who attacks innocent who's just traveling by. So I'm just gonna straight up murder people.
And he'll show up. That'll get his attention. You got his attention, all right.
Yeah, you have him pass by, you blow up in his car, you think you got him? Nope.
Ah, shit, who the fuck blew up my car? Oh, he's still alive.
And then it's like, I deserve it better than you. And Moon Knight.
What was the speech he gave to him? What?
Yeah, who the hell are you supposed to be? Black Spectre. Let me tell you a thing about Black Spectre. He really just he wanted his dad and his wife to love him. He wanted his crew to love him. He wanted the whole city to love him. I don't know you. Let me tell you a thing about me. People who love me suffer and die. I never want to be loved. That's why I always win.
That's why I always win.
And he dropped the dart.
Oh yeah, he dropped the dart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it because it kind of shows you a case, explains why Moon Knight can be back crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he just doesn't care.
I don't have.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
They disappoint me.
No, well, it's more of like, I don't need friends. They just suffer around me because this is my line of work.
Can't you told me I don't
What I
need.
say, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's funnier. It's funnier. When it's just I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
Can't you told me I can't date until I'm in college.
Contra said I can't date until I'm in college. 20 years later, after Mark gets his college degree, Conchu, why the hell do you not have girlfriend? All the other gods think you're single.
You know, at this point,
God
he
thinks
had
you're
a
gay.
All the other gods think you're gay.
Ross thinks
You know-
you're gay.
so currently Moon Knight actually has a daughter
Huh.
with Marlene.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't at this point?
That's true.
Really? Does he just have?
I mean, if I can make a dark joke, Frank Castle.
Oh. Hey, Mark. You still crazy? Yeah. You still murdering people? A little bit.
A little bit.
How's your imaginary god? He's good.
How's your dead
How's your
family?
dead family? No, my personal favorite interaction with Moon Knight and Punisher is, damn it, Mooney, let someone else have a turn for once. No! Punisher is my homie! Only I get to give him a goodnight kiss.
I can. Yeah, so that's like the run. Like for me, I read the rest of the run, and it's very good. I would say this is a very good run. I highly recommend you read the rest of the run. I'll explain more for at the time of this recording. It's 1 a.m. on the day that we're doing 2 cents. So.
Yeah. And like, yeah. That's right. I'm technically part of this, so I get to show for my own stream. We're doing 2 cents live tomorrow on twitch.com/
Well, the thing, it will be over. This will come out later.
To watch it on my YouTube channel where I archive all the streams.
And also, be every Saturday night. Every Saturday at like ridiculous hours on Eastern Standard Time.
Well, it's the only time where everyone's available. So, you gotta work. I work with what I got, Ninjato. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, was there any of least issues that you didn't like in this run?
Not really, no.
Not really. No, I fairly enjoyed all of it.
Like it's no, there's nothing here that you can dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, like this has been it was a very good, short and sweet run. I got a question, you two, Zero Knight and Changus. Would
Okay.
you want to read more Moon Knight after reading this?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Well, like I said, I
Let's just
I would
say,
be down with it.
yeah, I'd be down. There's also some other stuff we gotta do, like visit a certain island. When are we doing that?
Well, first, okay, so first thing for our 1 year anniversary, next month, we're gonna just do a quick 2-part, 2 parts to cover a little franchise that brought a new genre that we all love. It goes to our hearts. Shogun Warriors.
But when are we gonna do the based the absolutely based book run?
August.
August. Well, you heard that, Nick. We have to wait till August.
To cover every Bionicle comic.
I have to wait till
But
August. Hey, fucking family.
Look, how many Sonic comics have we have done? You actually, other than me, you have been the most got most of your requested.
Sonic.
So at some point, you need to take a break from recommending comics.
Well then, if we're gonna take a break from that, then I suggest we take a little detour to the world of Cybertron.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. So anyway, this has been the Comic Crypt Podcast, a very under an hour.
Under an hour? Wow, that's shorter than my streams.
Well, yeah, we stay on topic.
Now I take offense to that, Ninjago,
Just for that, Ninjago, next time I'm gonna create multiple tangents.
which is tomorrow. Nick, start coming up with tangents to talk about.
I've already have a shit ton in my head.
Well, come up with more.
All right, so I hope everyone had a good day, or is having a good day or a good night. Well, see you guys next time as we cover Shogun Warriors, the first 10 issues.
Shogun Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened with his mother?